Hey everyone, welcome to the daily We the People of Washington live stream. I am your co-host Michael Pickens, and we have our other host Tony Kelly. Tony, how are you?
I am doing really good.
Awesome. So I wanted to talk about an interview that I just had with a gentleman named Scotty Bowman, who is an elected official with the Detroit Police Commissioner Board, right? So he's elected on the Detroit Police Commissioner Board. So you have the police department, including their leadership, and then the board is supposed to be citizens that oversee the police department. Okay. Um, he actually beat a retired police officer that was trying to get on the board. So what he was telling me is that a lot of the retired police run for this board so they can help protect the police department if anything happens, right? Because they're not going to vote against the police department. And he was telling me about a story about one of the police officers who arrested this lady who was having a mental health crisis, and she was walking down the street naked. Okay, so he picked her up, gave her a blanket, brought her to the hospital, and apparently she was being belligerent and he had to restrain her, but he ended up punching her multiple times in the face during this altercation. So there was someone in the hospital that was in the waiting room that actually recorded it on their cell phone.
Oh,
And it was
wow.
only because of this that they were able to even charge this officer, right? Because the report from the officer never said anything about punching this lady in the face multiple times, right? Of course not. So, because that video, they were able to charge the officer, take it to court. Initially, he lost. He was convicted of it. And the whole time, though, he was suspended with pay. So they're paying him like a vacation, right? Through this entire process. And then when he was convicted, he appealed it and they continued to pay him, you know, vacation while he was going through that. And then during the appeal, it was a hung jury, right? So they couldn't make a decision. Ended up, because it was the hung jury, dropping all charges. The officer kept his job and then the police department tried to give him a promotion.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So then all of in the city charter, it says that all promotions in the police department have to get approved by the board of commissioners, police board of commissioners. Okay. So it got to that point. They voted against it. And then the union came in and said that their union contract supersedes the board of commissioners. And the guy got his promotion anyways. So now they're having to renegotiate with the union. And during the renegotiation, they are going to add basically a statement in there or a line item in there that says that the police board of commissioners supersedes the union.
Yeah, why on earth would the union supersede the board?
So the
That's
union contract, they're saying the union
no,
contract,
yeah, I get that. But I mean, why? Who? I guess I wonder who approves a union contract.
the city. But so apparently the last union contract, the police commissioner board was not involved. But that's
Oh,
also
my God.
part of the city charter that the police commissioner board needs to be involved with the union contract between the police and the city.
So
So
they're just not
now,
following any of their rules.
nope, they're not
Isn't
following
that
any of their rules.
shocking?
So it's taken him to say these things, to bring it up to the board, and now there's actually positive changes happening there in the city of Detroit, whereas before the board just kind of went along with whatever. So,
Oh, so they needed somebody with a set of balls to step
correct.
up and say
Yeah.
something.
You know, it's Scotty, he's a libertarian. He's not a Republican, not a Democrat. And, the only libertarian on the board. And he's actually pushing through positive changes to fix all this stuff.
Right.
So that's what citizens getting involved in politics can do to positively benefit the system. Now, he's ran for office multiple times. He's ran for state rep a couple of times, ran for city council a couple of times. He actually ran for police board twice and lost, and he won on his third run for the police oversight board. So
seems to be the third time is a charm. Third time's
well,
a charm. Isn't that like
that
the?
was, yeah, I think that was number 6 for him, but
Oh, okay.
still, like it just goes to show because he got involved in the Libertarian Party in 1987. So he's been trying to make a positive difference for a while, and he's learned so much through the process that now once he got elected to the police oversight board, like he's got all the knowledge he needs to make something happen in a positive way for the citizens, right? And that's something we have to understand too. So if you're thinking about running for office, let's just go for it. You know, you're not going to know everything, but I guarantee once that campaign is done, whether you get elected or don't get elected, you're going to know so much more, and you're going to be able to educate people with that knowledge. And then you can run again, and it'll be easier the next time you run.
Yeah, Glenn and I were literally just talking about that exact thing last night, because he was saying we were having a discussion about him running, and you know, talking about how we really got to get on his website and we really need to get some of this stuff done. I said, yeah. And he goes, I really need to understand some more things. And I said, you're not wrong. I was like, I don't know how you could possibly know everything about running for governor, right? I mean, like, we don't. There's so many things that we don't know about the budget, about how the government runs within Washington state, who controls what, you know, all of these things. I was like, what we know well, right? But what we don't know, we don't know. I was like, so, you know, we were planning, oh my God, I don't even know where I was going with that. But, just not knowing things, you know, it's you learn as you go, but I feel like that's with anything. It's not just politics. I mean, like, there's plenty of people who weren't into politics or anything like this before COVID. And now they're so deep into it, you know, that they had no idea the world that there is out there.
Yeah. So we were talking about this before we went live, and it's like, you've seen so much about what's going on in our government, and it kind of makes us nihilistic, where it's like, doesn't matter what we do, we're all screwed. Yeah. However, at the same time, it's like you get knowledgeable on this stuff. It's like, okay, here's how we actually make a positive difference in our communities. We run for these offices, and yeah, it might take years. And in Scotty Bowman's case, you know, getting elected to the Board of Commissioners, you know, 1987, how many years? And now he's actually elected, and he can do something good with it.
Right.
You know, it's all come to fruition.
Every time we talk about things, it makes me want to run for office for something. I'm like, I need another thing to do, like a hole in the head. But you know, I'm always like, oh my God, I want to run for that. And oh my God, I want to run for that. It's like every time we talk, it's just, there's so much to be done. It's the insanity. And it gets discouraging on one level, because you're, you know, as I'm talking to the representatives and they're telling me that there's nothing that they can do. You know, the Republicans know that there is no way out for them. It is 100% Democrat run. We're one vote, or, you know, one more seat away from them having a super majority. And that's terrifying, because it's not like the federal government getting a super majority. You know, that's going to end at some point. Yeah. But if they have it here, what do we do?
Why don't we approach the Republican Party and say, hey, if you have candidates in Democrat-controlled districts, let's see about running them under We the People and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting.
And you know, we have to vet them too, because obviously We the People is a lot different than the Republican Party.
Right, they have to be able to see our vision, right? They have to understand that we do not want to do things the same as the Republican Party, and I think that that's where the hang up becomes, right? Because they don't understand that we actually want to fix things. You know, and it's not, we don't want to give people to run around and hide anything. So, which, you know, I don't think at their core, I don't think any of them go into it thinking that that's what's going to happen.
Sure.
They get involved and then see that this is the way you do it, but nobody understands that it's not the way that things have to be done.
Well, an elected We the People Party candidate isn't beholden to Republican Party leadership or Democrat Party
Right.
leadership for that matter. They're not going to get on any committees, you know, but they're going to be able to vote their conscience, vote, you know, what gets put forward from our platform, and they're going to be able to be independent of the infrastructure that is put in place. So it could be a huge thing for someone running in a Democrat or Republican majority district, and we could make huge progress just by having a couple candidates in, you know, a couple districts. So that's a majority. The thing is with you, it's like, you know, you met your representatives and senator, you know, like you actually kind of like them or like where they stand on some things.
I don't mind where they stand on things. I'd like to understand, and I was actually going to send them an email, which I haven't done yet. But I wanted to send them an email thanking them for their time, but then ask a couple more questions. Like, I'd really like to understand, how do they see, like, what is the point in voting for a Republican? What is the point? Because what are they going to do to change things? How do they see their position as making any influence? What is the point? And, you know, I think that if they can't answer that question, then I think that gives us if the people in office cannot give you an answer as to what is the point in them being there and what is their job and what are they doing to try to change things, you know, they know that putting up legislature, I was told this, they know that putting up legislature is for show, never going to get past anything that they want to do. They're so aware of that. So I want to understand what the point is then. Because I think that if we can, this sounds so terrible and kind of, I don't know, maybe I'll keep that one in my head. I don't know. It sounds terrible, but I almost want them to not have an answer so that we can show people that, you know, unless we really change things and change the structure and change how things are done, we're not going to ever see actual change.
Gotcha. So are you or Glenn thinking about running for one of the House seats in your district?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know, is that feasible for me to even be able to do?
What do you mean feasible? Like because your time, how much time you have? So there is a thing called a paper candidate, which means you just file, you get a website, and you respond to media. You know, it could be interesting to see the vote total just by doing that. Could you know, and it would, because we don't have any House candidates for 2026 right now.
Right.
It could get things started and be exciting, you know, and maybe because Glenn is planning on running in 2028 for governor, maybe he runs for.
We throw him on for 2026 for legislator.
Yeah. No, I don't want to pressure him into doing that, obviously.
Yeah, it's got
to be something that he wants.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, his job is so busy right now, and then he may be traveling in the next couple months. So he's getting a little bit nervous. But I figure it's far enough away with governor. But I'm not sure. I want to run for something. I hesitate, as I do with everything, adding to my plate, you know. And because if I ran, I would love to run. Do you know what I mean? I would love to make a go for it because I think that is what's important. I think that if, you know, we need people just to put their name down so that people start seeing We the People. And
Yeah.
that's would be amazing. I'm trying to talk my sister kind of covertly into, getting on the school board. She's already on the board of something with the school that she's involved in now. And I
It's
think
not
that
the school board.
it's not the school board because it's a Montessori school. And so they're
Yeah.
not exactly right. And so I'm not even sure if it makes sense, but I think that she's running for president of her Montessori board. So I'm trying to talk her into thinking a little bigger as time goes on here. But
Sure.
I don't know. Well, we should talk about it because I wouldn't mind running, but I do worry. How much more can I add?
Yeah, I don't want to pressure you into it. I think it would be good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also think Glenn running for a state house seat would be good because it'll build him up. So when he runs for governor, he'll at least have more experience with it.
Right.
But that's totally up to you guys. So
yeah. Well, we were going to sit down tonight and go through the We the People website and really sit down and talk about some of the, because he's obviously 100% on board with what we're doing. But, him, like I'm sure most people that watch this have not actually gone through the platform exactly, detail for detail. And
the platform needs to be updated.
Yes,
there's a lot
exactly.
missing from it.
Yes.
And I'm hoping we can do the updating through a vote, through our membership.
Yes. But I think going through it with him would be really good and talking about the big topics and stuff. Because like I said, we know what we know and we know it well, but we sure don't know everything. So,
yeah. And I think, I don't know what the Republicans in your district are actually putting out there. Now, are they talking about health freedom? Are they talking about direct democracy? Are they talking about giving people more power? Are they just regurgitating Republican talking points, right? Is there some value that we could bring by running for office and promoting issues that they aren't promoting? And the Democrats definitely aren't going to promote.
Right. I would love to, I want to talk to Andrew Barkis and his guy again. I want to go back and talk to Andrew Barkis, because I did talk to his aide. Yeah. And I really liked him. And so if Andrew Barkis is anything like him, then I think that we have somebody in there who really does care. And he's the one who wants to do the thing on the ferries, where we do the fuel system and use that money. Like that stuff makes sense to me. And I hope that that's something that he can get through. I hope that that's something that he can explain to the Democrats and that they want to take into account.
Yeah.
Because it just makes sense.
So did you meet the other two Republican reps?
Yeah.
In your district?
Yep.
And you like them too?
I really liked what I know of them, right? Like I really liked Marshall. I can't think of his first name. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He actually was asked by the governor. He's the only doctor in the House. He's the only, he was actually asked by the governor to be on a committee so that he could be the dissenting voice, and so I like that. And he was at the ICWA Informed Choice Washington rally that I was at, and he spoke there. So he is very much for health freedom, and
you're
so
in the second.
Yeah.
Weird. I think AI has this wrong. It did have it wrong. Legislative District 2, Senator Jim McCune.
He's the senator. McCune. It sounds like a Q.
Did you meet him?
I did meet him, and he kind of reminded me of like your grandpa, like sitting down and talking to your grandpa. So I know that he's been in there for quite a while, and he's very, I liked him. I like what he stands for, but he was the most vocal about not having a whole lot of a chance to do anything. He doesn't waste his time putting in bills
He
because
actually looks like my grandpa. Looking at
yeah,
him right now.
I loved talking to him. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, he basically said that he doesn't waste his time putting in bills because there's no point. They're not going to go
Okay,
anywhere.
then maybe you should run against him, or Glenn should run against him. Like, because he's older, he's probably not going to put up a big fight. He's probably thinking that he's got this, and then we could just use it to promote our issues. I mean, win or lose, we're going to win in the end.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just
Yeah.
an idea, because you've got Senator Jim McCoon, and then you've got the other two guys. Oh, wrong one. Andrew Barkus and Matt Marshall.
Yeah, I
So,
do like what those two are doing. You know, I do like that they're trying to make a difference.
yeah.
The other one does seem like he's kind of given up.
Yeah. Well, then that might be an opportunity. I mean, just a thought.
Go take out my grandpa. Here.
Well, you know, you could actually go in and talk to him and say, "Hey, we're going to run just to make a statement." You know, and if you put it out like this, like, "Hey, you know, it's a third party. We're probably going to lose, most likely going to lose, but we're just running to get our issues out. So we're nothing against you." And
Yeah.
if you do that, I mean,
he'd probably help.
Yeah.
Hey, give me tips. I mean, he really seemed like that kind of guy. I mean, I don't think that I don't think that any of their intent is to go there and do nothing. I think that they want to go there and make change. I just it was interesting to see how much resolve they had, just knowing that they're probably not going to make a difference.
Yeah. So you could literally go in and meet with them and just have a list of the top 10 issues or 5 issues that you're going to put forward and say, "Look, we are running just to bring publicity to these things." And he might agree with all of the things. He might not. But if you are bringing awareness to those issues and he is having to counter them or say where he stands on those issues, it's going to bring publicity to it, right?
Right.
So, and that's all that matters. It's like bringing awareness to these issues.
Yeah.
So, just a thought.
Yeah, I know. I always love your thoughts. No, I know. I'm the one that threw this out there. Because I really think that it would be fun. I think that it.
Yeah.
But I'm not nerdy.
Yeah, I get
that's my nerd. I love it.
Yeah, so it could be an option.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that more. Yeah, because I do think about it. It's literally just the time. Like, can I fit it in? So.
Yeah. Understood.
Yeah, but the reality is that this is what I do anyway. So is it really going to take up more time? I don't know. I'd be the one setting up the website. So,
duplicate the one we got for Glenn. I know it's not finished, but duplicate it and edit it and call it good.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds interesting. And this is what I think everybody should consider. I mean, I think that if you're thinking, like, I am only thinking of it because I do 500 other things. I have 2 other businesses, my grandkids, my husband, my daughter, my dogs, at, house. I mean, just, it's never ending. So,
a live stream every day.
A live stream every day.
Imagine running the live stream on your campaign page and just sponsoring it to the district.
Right.
So it'll be like super concentrated.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It could be a really good thing, and you could actually, maybe not win, but get 30-40% of the vote.
Wouldn't that be fun? That would be so cool.
Absolutely. And who knows if the Democrats are going to actually run anyone.
Right. I'm going to have to go in. I'll have to go in and look and see who's run before and how, because you can look back on that one page and look at that specific office for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it? Ballotpedia? Here it is.
There's another one
Oh.
with Washington State. I can't think of what it is. I have it saved. But actually, what I should do is pull out the pamphlet and take a look at who was running and how many opposers there are.
Yeah, so Andrew Barkis. Oh, here, let me share my screen. And then we can see, because we can actually pull it up. Okay, so 2026 election so far, Matt Marshall is running unopposed. Oh, wait, sorry. There you go. Thank you. And then Andrew Barkis actually has an independent candidate who has not filled out their Ballotpedia. And for some reason, the Senate district is not included in this.
Maybe he doesn't have anything up there yet.
No, because it's House of Representatives district.
Oh.
Let's
Oh, you
try.
have to go in and look.
Great. State Senate District 2. Here we go. Jim McCune. That's your district. We're going to scroll down. So in 2024, he did have a Democrat opponent. Whoa! He won by 63%. Had a Republican opponent in the primary. It doesn't look like they even have the 2026 race up at all. So
I gotta look and see when the deadline is too, because that's probably
it's the
coming
first
up.
week of May.
May.
Yep.
Oh, there's a lot of them running that time, huh?
Yeah, 2020. A lot of Republicans.
But see what happens when you don't have their
Rick
support.
Payne. Yeah. So Stephen Nielsen actually beat Rick Payne when he ran for state representative. So in the top two primaries, Stephen was able to beat him, and it was him against the Republican.
Oh,
Stephen against the
okay.
Republican. So running as a libertarian, like you actually might have a chance in this district.
Yeah. I like him. He's got, I mean, like, it'll be interesting to go up and talk to him. I mean, if he agrees with the majority of what we do, then, I mean, I guess I question, without an army of us in there,
okay, if you got elected to state representative or state senate as a We the People Party candidate, like you'd be the highest elected third party candidate in the entire country, and you'd be able to push all the things forward that you want to push forward, like and even if it doesn't make it through, which it probably won't, you'll be able to publicize it, and you have authority as a state senator. So the upside is very high. The downside, is your time and energy putting it.
Well, if I won, forget everything else. Yeah. If I won, that's a whole different ballgame.
Just take the grandkids into the chambers.
They'll be fine.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she can find a babysitter for a while. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think that we should definitely probably take a look at that.
Well, we should definitely put a call out again for candidates.
Always.
Yeah.
I really, I need to do that in our newsletter, which, gosh darn it, that is what I forget to put in there too. If it's almost 30 minutes. So if you want to join our newsletter, I will put the link in the comments here to be able to join our newsletter. I'm going to be sending out, hopefully tomorrow, the newsletter for the month. I'm very, very behind. And then you can keep up to date on emails and what we actually have going on, where we're going to be, which we haven't set anything in stone right now. January has been a very strange month.
Yeah, it has been strange for me too. So all good.
Yeah. So I did put the link to We the People in the description so that people can go on and donate if you like what you're hearing. And if you're interested in actually running for office, then the link is right there. Is it's the same website. So
Cool.
So there we go.
Awesome. Yeah, if you're interested in donating or volunteering or running for office, go to WTPWA.com. We want to talk to you.
Yes.
Especially if you live in a majority Democrat or majority Republican district where they're winning by 60% plus.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that we really need candidates in. So
absolutely. Tons of different positions to choose from. So all right. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too.